Hello, my name is Rose, and welcome to The Real Truth. I hope you're doing well today. So, today we are going to be talking about Jennifer Howell. So, let's jump right in. So, for those of you who are not aware, Jennifer Howell is a witness, a rebuttal witness that was called into the Johnny Depp defamation case to directly refute the testimony of Whitney Enriquez, previously Whitney Heard. Now, for those of you who heard her testimony, um, it was somewhat lacking, but I believe it did enough for what it was supposed to do, which was to refute the lies that Whitney Heard Enriquez told during her testimony. Um, okay, so in the Circuit Court of Fairfax County, Virginia, declaration of Jennifer Howell. I, Jennifer Howell, declare as follows. Over the age of 18, part of this action, Whitney Enriquez, whose maiden name was Whitney Heard, is my dear and close friend. She had told me that I am her chosen sister, and I call her my chosen sister. Whitney worked for me at a nonprofit organization that I founded 22 years ago and run called the Art of Elysium. We take artists and we help them be of service to communities in need. We serve over 30,000 individuals in need a year, blah, blah, blah. Whitney volunteered for the organization in 2014 for 6 months. She worked full-time as a paid employee for me between 2015 and 16, where she served as the art salon manager director. So she was, if I hadn't clarified this before, she was Whitney's best friend, very good friend, and former employee, and also the person who gave her a place to live after the supposed staircase incident. I have learned that Whitney testified in court on July 23rd in London about a violent incident in March 2015 on the stairs of Johnny Depp's penthouse. She testified that Johnny supposedly hit Amber and Whitney on the stairs of Johnny's downtown penthouse. Then Whitney said she had to go live with her employer, where she had to sleep on their floor. I am that employer. This is not what I was told to be true. First, Whitney came to live in the guest room of my apartment on Wilshire Boulevard, not on my floor, but in my guest room. So first and foremost, she's a liar, even about the most basic things. So, I mean, in court, these kind of things will ruin your credibility. You lie about one thing, they can probably assume you lie about everything. And that's certainly the case with these herds. Um, Second, when Whitney arrived, she was a mess. Whitney told me she tried to stop her sister Amber from hitting and attacking Johnny on the stairs. Whitney said when she tried to intervene to stop Amber from going after Johnny, Amber nearly pushed Whitney down the stairs. She told me she was worried Amber was going to kill Johnny. She told me she had endured that kind of abuse her entire life, first from her father and then from Amber, who she said was extremely violent. She lived with me because she did not feel she could go back to live at the Eastern Columbia building. My father reminded me this morning that I told him that Whitney had moved in with me because she was terrified of her sister. While Whitney was living with me, she told me Johnny kept checking in to see how she was doing and that he called her sis and she called him brother. Whitney said to me on multiple occasions that she did not know why he was staying in the relationship nor why he was putting up with Amber's abuse. So I think I mentioned this in my previous video. For those of you who don't remember Whitney's testimony, Johnny, for most of the witnesses that are, on Amber's side and are just, for the most part, these freeloaders and liars, he doesn't even bother to look up at them because honestly, they don't deserve even his attention. Um, Usually it's head down, glasses on. But for Whitney, he looked at her for a while because, and you'll understand why when I get to the rest of this testimony. Um, Clearly, he loved her, and I think that a big part of it was him wondering if she might actually do the right thing. He has such a big heart. See, I would never ever think that I wouldn't even consider it. I mean, she already testified in the previous UK libel case in the same kind of way. But I think because she defended him and he thought that she actually loved him, like so many of these freeloaders and narcissists, I could literally see his heart breaking. And so after he could tell that she was just going to spout the lies that she had rehearsed with her lawyers and Whitney, and Amber, he just, glasses on, head down. And, I could see his heart breaking in slow motion. Anyway, so while Whitney was living with me, she told me Johnny kept checking in to see how she was doing. Oh, sorry, we already got that part. So Whitney shared with me the damage endured by both her and Amber as children and the injuries she had suffered from Amber, both psychologically and physically. Whitney was devastated during this time, and my heart broke for her. When Whitney came back from New York, I believe it was for the Tribeca Film Festival, the Adderall Diaries premiere, or both, she shared with me and everyone in the office that Amber freaked out, attacked Whitney, and threw a wine glass full of red wine at her in the elevator. Think you deserved it. While Amber and Johnny were in Australia, Whitney was in the office sitting in the black and white chairs near the kitchen and loudly proclaimed, "Oh my God, she has done it now. She has cut off his fucking finger." And that's proof of the Australia incident. I knew Paige heard Amber and Whitney's mother. Paige, and for those of you who don't know, she passed 2 years ago. Paige shared with me while I was visiting Whitney that Elon Musk had gifted a Tesla or multiple Teslas, not sure if it was one or more, but Amber found out that they were bugged. Okay? So if there was a controlling narcissist, it wasn't Johnny. Paige told me that Amber said Elon was controlling, abusive, and that she was in a legal battle with him over the rights to embryos that they had created together. So for those of you who didn't know, um, I always told everybody, they told me that, oh no, it's via surrogate. I told you, Elon is her baby daddy. He wanted to destroy them, and Amber tried to keep them to have a baby. And she did. Paige told me that Johnny was either an angel or a saint compared to Elon, and she wished that Amber and Johnny would reconcile. And your dreams, lady. Paige also told me the reason Johnny and Amber broke up was because Amber was violent and emotional and loved Johnny so much that she could not control it. I was indeed taken aback because that's not love, by the way, that's psychosis. I was indeed taken aback because this conversation occurred after the divorce and when Hunter was only a few months old, so that's Whitney's baby, and I was at Whitney's house. Whitney told me that Amber and Johnny were still in touch, that they were each other's true loves or something to that exact sentiment. Whitney was still going through the emotions of having had a baby and all of those ups and downs, and I could not believe that Amber and Johnny's relationship was being discussed while Whitney was the one who needed to be the focal point and needed our support. When Amber got into legal trouble regarding smuggling the dogs in Australia, she asked me to write her a character reference about her charity work, and I did so. We had given her a humanitarian award. It's ridiculous. She volunteered with the charity and attended events for the charity. I am still grateful for that. I knew nothing about her personal life behind closed doors until I became close with Whitney. And for those who don't know, narcissists tend to do that. So, they have this facade from the outside. They will, um, volunteer for NGOs, work in the soup kitchens or whatever, so that people will say that they, are compassionate or some way that they are not. It's just all about how they're perceived. When Amber was in trouble with the Australian authorities, she asked me to write a character letter in support of her, which I did. I wrote on behalf of Amber for her volunteering with the charity. Later, when Amber and Johnny were divorcing, $7 million of the proceeds was supposed to go to charity. I learned that none of it would be directed to the Art of Elysium, which Amber had been closely associated with for years. Instead, I understood it would all go to the ACLU and the LA Children's Hospitals. When she had promised her, because, why would you randomly donate a bunch of money to charities you're not even associated with instead of an organization that you worked and volunteered with for years? Well, we'll find out shortly. I asked Amber's publicist why, when she and Amber had been so eager to use our name in the press during the divorce, and when the funds would mean so much to a small organization like ours. Would Amber direct all the money to these other two huge charities that she had not been associated with? Exactly what I said. Amber's publicist told me that they were more prominent charities with a more significant press reach and got international press. Then, months later, a $250,000 donation came into our organization from an anonymous donor on behalf of Amber Heard. The funds did not come from Amber. I believe this donation came from Elon. Years later, in July 24, 2020, I received 2 subpoenas from Johnny's attorney. After Whitney testified about sleeping on my floor following the stairs incident, I wish this girl was sleeping on a floor. Like, my God, like, they lie. Like, they're compulsive liars. They lie about everything. The following day, I spoke with Johnny's attorney, Adam Wallman, for the first time. And if you notice their lies, it's all about getting, like, sympathy and empathy for them. They're always the victim, I told the stories of my experiences with Whitney Page and Amber Heard, and he asked me to give this declaration. I shared the names of the Art of Elysium staff who worked during the same time as Whitney, who had also heard these things, and more, and willingly gave access to my emails, texts to confirm dates and timelines of all stated. Executed 26th of July, Los Angeles, California. I declare under penalty of perjury that the foregoing is true and correct. So we got through a lot there, and there was so much to unpack, and hopefully you guys learned a whole bunch about Elon. And speaking of Elon, if you guys want to know even more, definitely right now hit the subscribe and hit the little bell, and then right after this, hit the playlist. If you are like everyone else who, now that the trial is over and we're waiting for the deliberation, you don't know what to do with yourself because you still are like craving the Johnny content, then trust me, I got you. Like I said, just hit the subscribe, hit the bell, and then you could watch the playlist that I made right after this video is done. And this is stuff that's not being reported anywhere. So I did some super in-depth investigative journalism, and I made a video about basically why did or how is it possible that Johnny Depp lost the first UK libel trial? Well, it all starts with Elon. He seems to be at the center of all of this always. And why? No one told him to get involved. But it seems that he had an obsession with Amber and that he planned this with her all along. So in that video, not only do I prove their affair, but I go way more in depth into proving that Elon's unethical ties, not just to the Sun newspaper, which was the newspaper that Johnny Depp originally sued for libel back in 2020, but to Justice Nichols, who was the judge that oversaw the proceedings of the first trial, as well as the Sun's ties to Tesla, which is Elon Musk's company, and all of their ties to Amber Heard. So it's crazy. Fall down the rabbit hole. I'm telling you, it's nuts. The guy is a psychotic narcissist, as we just found out in this, and he planned it all along with the turd. And this is not speculation. I come with receipts, so definitely check that out when you're done. And right now, let's go ahead and read Whitney's letter to Whitney Turd.